and welcome to week 2. I hope you had a good week last week, and I look forward to what we'll be working on this week. Last week, I had you read the article, Knowing Your Learning Target. A few things stood out for me in that article. Number one is, how do you define a learning target? What is the learning target? A learning target frames the lesson from the student's point of view. You want to turn your learning goals into essential questions so that students are provided with a purpose, and then they can begin their mission to figure out how to answer that question. By defining your learning goals and sharing those with the students then are able to track their progress and know when they've mastered a learning goal. By sharing learning goals, students become motivated, intentional learners. Last week you also viewed a short video on Bloom's taxonomy. So when you're creating learning goals, you want to decide what you want students to do. And so do you want them to remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create? Or do you want them to do a combination of several of these, or some of them? As we head into week 2, we'd like you to focus on your discussion topic. That's due this week. And it will be posted in the group section on Blackboard. So your topic is, why is it important to establish and communicate learning goals, track students' progress, and celebrate successes? When you respond to your discussion topic, I'd also like you to keep in mind the following scenario. Lance used to like school, but now he hates it. Why do teachers have to talk so much and give so many boring assignments? There's just too much reading, and he isn't good at any of that. When he tries to read, it seems as though his mind keeps drifting in and out. Every day, Lance has intentions of listening more closely and doing better work, but his priorities seem to turn on a dime, and then there he is, in the office again. So as you respond, think about Lance, but also provide examples of learning goals that you've created, assessments that you've used or that you plan to use, and how you have celebrated student success. And hopefully, by planning your lessons, you will be able to think about students like Lance and figure out how you can get them more involved and how you can get them to celebrate their successes so that they have more buy-in into the lesson. Also this week, we're going to look at differentiated instruction, constructivist teaching, and writing your effective instruction research paper, which is due by the end of week 3. So your learning goals and objectives this week are examine differentiated instruction and effective classroom strategies, compare traditional teaching and constructivism. And your essential questions are, what are different strategies to engage learners, and in what ways can teachers engage students? So your assignment 2 is teaching students effectively the research paper. It's due by the end of week 3. The discussion is research current issues and trends in curriculum that is based upon student-centered methodologies. This assignment will require you to review the readings in this course as well as conduct outside research in order to examine student-centered classrooms. Your paper should include your theoretical perspective as well as research-based instructional strategies that can be used in the classroom to enhance student achievement. Make sure that you have a minimum of 3 additional resources other than the resources we've used within our class. And the format is the APA 6th edition. Your paper should be 6 to 8 pages in length, including a title page, abstract, and reference page. I provided general guidelines for you, but remember you're not limited to these guidelines. So the first section is your introduction, defining and describing a student-centered classroom, discussing the purpose of a student-centered classroom and the types and descriptions of student-centered classrooms, as well as your theoretical perspective, which are your actual ideas and beliefs that you hold about a student-centered classroom. The second part is a student-centered classroom. How does a teacher create and design a student-centered classroom and a student-centered lesson? The third section is student resistance. Not all students are going to be open to this type of learning, especially if they have had a teacher-directed instruction throughout their courses. And this is more as you get up to middle and high school. The curriculum has become more teacher-centered rather than student-centered. So how will you respond to student resistance, and how will you prepare students for a student-centered learning environment? Also, how are you going to facilitate the groups, form the teams, get the teams off to a good start, grade team assignments, and then develop a good framework for teamwork? And then your summary and conclusion, I would like you to tie up any loose ends, consider objections to your perspective, briefly consider the implications of acceptance of the conclusion for a larger issue or problem, or explain what further work or research may need to be done in this area. Also this week we will have a Regent Live session on January 19th, and that will be from 7:30 to 8:15 p.m. I'll send you the link for the Blackboard Collaborate session and invite you to join the group. During that session, I will talk about student-centered classroom, specifically project-based learning, and how you can begin to implement that within your classroom. So I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday night. If you can't make it to the Blackboard Regent Live session, then I will see you on February 6th. Have a great week. Bye.